Hey everybody, it's Heather Nichols, and it is the day after the election in the United States, and there's just so much flying around right now. People that are very happy, people that are very sad, all kinds of different emotional experiences and reactions. And I just have been actually really had kind of a sense of being encouraged and hopeful about just creating a different future. And it doesn't really have anything to do with who won the election. You know, there's something about the movement of creation and being clear on the future that we would like to have, and the future that we each that each one of us knows is possible, that is so beautiful. And everybody has a unique perspective. Everybody has a unique awareness, and everybody knows something about what's possible. And it's one of those things that, I wish we were taught that in school. I wish we were all raised with the curiosity, and people around us actually wondering with us what our brilliance is and what our unique awareness is and what is our perspective on the world and the future. Because from what I've seen, the more I actually really step into that, and the more I create that and choose that and just move in the direction of that, the more my life flourishes. And it's not just about my life. The people around me get to receive what I'm creating and be part of it and be encouraged by it and inspired by it and participate in it. And I get to receive what they're creating. And together we just create this kind of beautifully chaotic movement, in a good way, chaos in a good way, toward something that is just far, far greater. And it doesn't have anything to do with political parties or, candidates or whatever. And I'm not denying that, they have, when someone gets elected, they have power, they have a certain level of power. But when we make that power significant, we don't empower ourselves. And we are the most powerful creatures in our own lives if we are willing to be that. And so one of the things that I've seen over the years using the tools of Access Consciousness and Joy of Business is the more I move, the more I create, the more I keep running at this beautiful clip that is it's a steady pace, but there's some speed to it, and it's got a lot of enthusiasm behind it. And I know where I'm going. I both know where I'm going, and I totally don't know where I'm going in a good way. I have a sense of the direction. I know, what I can see on the horizon. I know what's true for me and the future I would like to have. And then I also don't have to have all the details, everything figured out, my ducks in a row, or know exactly how I'm going to create that. It shows up as I go, and that's the beauty of being present with ourselves, with our bodies, with what it is that we're creating. So no matter what, what's up in your world, and you may have a strong reaction or a not so strong reaction or whatever to what has the election in the United States, 2024, November, depending on when you watch this, it could be a lot further down the road in the future. But what if the relevant thing, the important thing, is you in the future that you would like to create? And as you move in the direction of that, here's some great questions to ask. So one is just asking, what is it that I'm aware of? What future am I aware of that only I can create? Would you be willing to be so audacious to have the point of view that there is a future, there is a reality, there is a way of living and being in the world that is you have a very unique awareness of, and it's only up to you to create it. That doesn't mean you have to go big and speak from the rafters and, be public or whatever. And it could, if that's something that you desire, you can do that, caring for, tending your garden, or just caring for your own body in your own living room, It doesn't have to be big, loud, and nobody has to know what you're doing. But just the vibe, the energy of like, I've got myself, I've got my own back. I know where I'm going, and I'm willing to care for myself and my future. So asking, what is it that I'm aware of? And then the way that we create a future is by choice, is by making choices. What choices can I make that are different than choices that I've made before? Or what choices can I make that are only available to me? And again, it's not about making yourself separate from other people. It's just this curiosity of, okay, well, there's so many things that we can choose in a day. I mean, most of us don't choose nearly the things that we could choose in a day that would just be fun. And there's something so generative about the energy of choice, that as we move with choice and we start to wield choice as this incredible tool that is available for us to open doors all the time. Like every choice you make opens a door. It doesn't even really matter what choice you make. A lot of times it's just like making a choice for something new, something different, and doors will open. You're going to have more awareness. You might be like, well, that didn't work. I saw a short video today with somebody talking about a billionaire that she knew that was like, the reason I'm so successful is because I move so fast. And by the time most people have an idea and are starting to even talk about it, I've already tried it 4 times and failed at it 3, And so this movement of like just trying things on, letting life be an experiment, making choices to see what they create, and playing with your unique awareness and being like, well, what does this button do? And what would happen if I did this, or if I did this? Because you're going to have new energies, new awareness showing up in your world. And that gives you so much information about what works, what doesn't, where you want to go, where you don't want to go, how to proceed with creating something greater. And the biggest piece of this to me, is that it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to create a greater world, a different world. It's fun to choose things every day that we've never chosen before. It's so much fun to give ourselves the permission to play, to experiment, to see what things are what's gonna happen when we do this. And there's like I said, so many doors that open when we function from that your whole life and the whole future just changes in front of your eyes. And you don't even necessarily know how it's changing or what is changing or what is even like becoming, but it doesn't really matter because you're in the movement of creation. And being in the movement of creation is one of the greatest ways to create successful businesses, successful lives, and to actually just get out of this crazy thing where we stop ourselves. We stop ourselves from failing, but we stop ourselves from succeeding. If you're not willing to try something, then it could be a great success, but you're not even going to try it. Let yourself fail. Let yourself fail gloriously 1,000,000 times over every day. And because in that, you become this unstoppable force of choice and awareness and joy and creation that creates a different future, opens doors for you, and allows so many different possibilities to show up in your life, and your business grows, your money flows grow. All of that is just a like a side effect of creating with that kind of dynamic movement and that kind of speed and that kind of uninhibited willingness to just go for it. So I invite you to the uninhibited willingness to go for it and to play and to see that you are the creator of your life. You're the creator of a greater future. It's up to you. It's not up to anybody else to make it or break it. And you've got the unique awareness, unique choices, and unique capacities to do that. So what you gonna do?